أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعليه الطيبين الطاهرين ولعنة الدائم على أعدائهم أجمعين. As the majalis of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam get intense and intense, we all tend to feel the love and passion for Imam Hussein alayhi salam. We learn from the sacrifices of the companions of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, and also the teachings and the sayings of Imam Hussein alayhi salam during the epic of Karbala. Like, for example, as I mentioned earlier, that there are two forms of knowledge. One is a knowledge where we acquire, and the other is a knowledge by the presence. The Azadari of Imam Hussein alayhi salam not only provides us with these two phenomena, the phenomena of acquiring and the phenomena of by presence, it provides us with that, the Azadari of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Now, as we acquire and understand that this musibat of Imam Hussein alayhi salam is a musibat which is a musibat, which is sorrow for the heaven and the earth. So, like as we begin by the discussion of movement, there is movement in the heaven and the earth by this musibat of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. There is movement in the heaven and the earth and among the mankind because of the movement of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam. Where is this movement heading to? It is heading towards that vision. Bika araftuka wa anta dallaltani. It is heading towards that vision and that understanding. And how that vision and that understanding will come about, where Imam Hussein alayhi salam says, An-nas abidud dunya, that the people are the slaves of the world. As long as we are slave of the world, we will never be slave of Allah. We have to come out of being slave of the world. We have to be Abdullah. That's why we say Abu Abdullah. One of the secrets of the names of Abu Abdullah, or the titles of Abu Abdullah being Abu Abdullah, is pointing out to that he is the Abu Abdullah, that he has conquered that being Abd of the dunya, but he is the true Abd of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That ubudiyat, that servitude is reflected in the movement of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, and also in the companions of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. You have that aspect of ubudiyat and servitude. There are two things. One is known as ibadat, ruku, sajda, fasting, hajj, zakat, so on and so forth. The other thing is the spirit of ibadat, which is ubudiyat, which is that servitude. If our ruku, if our sajda doesn't have ubudiyat, doesn't have servitude, it is not considered as ibadat. It is just considered as ruku and sajda. Wailun lil musallin, as the Quran says, vow unto those who are worshippers, those who killed Imam Hussein alayhi salam after sacrificing him. Yawma tabarrakat bihi Banu Umayyah, as it says, that is the day of barakah for Banu Umayyah, is the day of fasting for Banu Umayyah. Is the day of fasting for what? Fasting for the killing of Imam Hussein. They are fasting because they have become victorious. Fasting is at a given time when it is a reflection of a celebration. On the day of Ghadir, it is recommended to fast. Why? Because it is a day of celebration. So when they killed Imam Hussein alayhi salam, they fasted. Is a day of fasting. That is why within the Shia Islam, we don't fast on the day of Ashura, because it might resemble the fast of those who have killed Imam Hussein and they are fasting. That's why we do not eat and drink till just before Maghrib, which we call a faqa, which we say that, it's ibadat not to eat and drink. Just before Maghrib, we break our fast, so to speak. So it is not a complete fast. So now, fasting, ruku, sajda, these are all actions of ibadat. If it does not have servitude in it, then it is not considered as ibadat. It is considered just as an action. So what is required is that recognizing and understanding what servitude is through the movement of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. An-nas abidud dunya, as long as we are slave of the world. What is deen? What Imam Hussein said, deen is deen. He is saying that al-sinatihim, deen is nothing but on their lips, on their tongues. So deen is just providing a lip service, but inside I'm abd of dunya, I'm the slave of dunya. We may begin a program with Quran and with Hadith Kisa, But if the program does not contain recognition of Allah, then that is, deen is just a lip service, right? Deen is just a lip service. If we have a majlis of Imam Hussein, we may begin a program with Quran and Ziyarat Ashura, and within that majlis of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, we are fighting with each other, we are planning against each other, we are speaking against each other, we are backbiting, we are doing things that, which is not recognized by the Sharia as jaiz, as halal, as good, then obviously this majlis is not really a majlis, but I am being the, abd of the dunya. So the majalis and the azadari of Imam Hussein, if it's gonna give us that vision of Imam Hussein salam, requires that we should be subservient, we should be obedient to the principle of servitude, to the principle of ubudiyat. Inshallah, we hope and pray that through this azadari, which is the greatest form of ibadat, there is the greatest reward to it, for the sake of this azadari, that we are able to have that little understanding, at least from that understanding of the companions of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa alihi tahirin. Ghafarallahu lana wa lakum. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.